Hey, beautiful people, and welcome back to XOXO40. I'm your host, Sandra D, and we help 40 plus single people help merge back into the dating world. And with me today is Chris. Hey, Chris, welcome.
Hey, Sandra. Good to be back on your show.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And today we are celebrating
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so we want to talk about how sensational Valentine's Day is and what things that you can do as a couple, as a solo, newly dating, et cetera, right?
Absolutely.
And so we're gonna start talking about the senses first. So we're gonna, taste, touch, et cetera, et cetera. We're gonna hit on that right now. Okay, so let's talk about sight. So visuals matter, don't they?
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing I think that couples should be thinking about on Valentine's Day is this is a time to create romance. Mm-hmm. You cannot have enough romance in a relationship. And I know sometimes it feels too commercial. Mm-hmm. It feels like it's people trying to sell us stuff.
Yes, definitely not about money.
It's not about money.
Yep.
It's about creating romance.
And experiences.
And so color is a huge part of that. I mean, red is the traditional color. Well, it can be pink, it can be red, it can be anything. It can be black.
Whatever you want to talk about.
But it should be romantic, and that is the idea for him and for her. I mean, he's got to make an effort. It's not just about she's decided to put on a nice red dress. Well, he's got to match. He's got to go into his closet and find something that's going to match the occasion.
And what do you say about those guys that say Valentine's Day is stupid? We don't have to. What is that? I'm not celebrating it.
Well, again, if you think about Valentine's Day as an opportunity to get closer romantically, that is a really selfish, a really inappropriate reaction. It's about the two of you. It's not about your sentiment. I get it. A lot of people are jaded. I mean, they're jaded about a lot of holidays because they've been created by Hallmark or created by a church or something else.
And we all know it's a money grab. Yeah.
So as long as you can just have that conversation, talk about it. Make sure that you say, hey, sweetheart, I'm a little bit, I've had a little bit of a love-hate relationship with holidays like Valentine's Day. And in fact, I've had it in past relationships, we've actually declared, no, we're not going to do anything. Well,
and that's where she says no. And bye-bye. No, go on.
Right, 100%. So make sure you have the conversation, go in with an open mind, and as long as you communicate and realize that it's coming from a place of romance, then I think you'll do well.
Okay, so guys, you need to stop that, okay? This is your time to cherish the person you're with. This is your time for the person you're with to really value who you are by the compassion that you're showing on this day. Even if even if she doesn't go for it, just do something simple. You can, as we're going to start now. Yeah. Perfect segue. Okay, so sight. Visuals matter more than we admit. Easy upgrades. You can have candlelight, soft lighting. We have a little bit of champagne there. We have chocolates. It's whatever they like. And I feel like you want to wear an intentional outfit. Yeah. To go with the mood. You want to make reservations long before the time so that you can get a reservation.
Yeah, and here's a really good Valentine's Day hack. We actually took advantage of it ourselves, and that is, don't book on the 14th. You don't want to be in that long line to try to figure out how to get into the restaurant you want to get into. Declare it. Valentine's Day is not about February 14th. It's about, we think it's about a season. It's about February. It's a month where it could be a week ahead. It could be probably not after. I think that might feel a little bit weird.
But that depends though. Like if someone had to go away for like a month, then right. It all depends on what you've talked about before, but you have to have the conversation.
Yeah, have the conversation, and don't be afraid to bring up the topic of, can we move this around a bit? I mean, another pet peeve of mine is going into a flower shop on the 14th or the 13th, and roses are 2 or 3 times more expensive than they were 2 days before that. Well, I'm not going to fall for that. So we'll have a conversation. We'll say, yeah, I do love flowers. the color, trappings of romance, absolutely. But yeah, let's do it a week ahead of time or a week after. Actually, the day after is a fabulous time to buy roses. As a matter of fact.
I don't know about that. What do you think about that, ladies watching that? You drop your comments because I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Okay, let's jump to sound.
Ooh.
Let's jump to sound. Like music sets an emotional state, right?
100%. And I think that, I mean, we all have different musical tastes, and maybe it's rock, you want to listen to rock or jazz or whatever, but, have a conversation again. Talk about it. What is the romantic side of what we should be talking about or listening to, I should say? How do we set the tone? Absolutely.
Maybe have a Valentine's Day playlist.
That takes some planning, and it's absolutely worth it. One of the most amazing things I think in life is building playlists for each other.
100%. And you can have those songs that spark back really good memories. And bring back the mood, bring back I guess it's like reminiscing, right?
Well, if you've followed any of our other shows, and you need to watch Love Languages, because we talk a lot about some of these themes,
yes.
and we go into depth about the sentiment and the connection we have with music and where it takes us.
Oh yeah.
And there's no better way to build memories together than to start to celebrate certain sounds and songs that you like, that you've agreed to share with each other. Year 2, year 3, year 4, it starts to get, it's a really beautiful touch point in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't always have to be formal. You can have a sit-down dinner. Maybe someone dresses up as a waiter and serves you, and you have the little dance break in the kitchen, something a little romantic.
Fortunately, we have time to plan that, because that's some good ideas you got going there.
Mm-hmm. Giving it some ideas. Okay, let's talk taste now. All right, so let's make it memorable. Food doesn't need to be fancy.
Right.
Yes, it needs to be intentional. So maybe you've had something, like there's a lot of aphrodisiac foods.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of chocolate. I mean, there's a reason that it's
Yes,
celebrated at Valentine's Day, because it apparently is an aphrodisiac, and it's a very romantic food. So for sure,
Chocolates.
find the chocolate that she likes.
I'm not gonna show you who the manufacturer is. I'm not giving them any type of publicity there.
So yes, and then a dinner. Again, a dinner out. Sure, you don't have to cook for each other. Mm-hmm. That's also a nice tradition, though, and maybe it's a little bit of both. It doesn't have to be one night. It can be the week. You can have a few things that you think about and talk about.
Yep.
And again, there's nothing like showing her that you've taken the time to plan a romantic dinner. And romantic dinners. Ask and talk about what is a romantic dinner.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not just about cooking. It's about it's about candlelight. It's about mood. It's that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say one thing, because I know that we talk a lot about checking in with each other, but sometimes it's what you know is to be true, that she likes, that she loves. Do that. Don't wait for her to tell you or to explain it to you.
And hopefully you've asked enough questions, and hopefully you've been listening, so you know what she likes and what she likes to do, and all of that, what she likes to eat. And those moments are special, especially when you see her eyes light up and say, "Oh my gosh, you heard me, you remembered. Yeah, this is what we had when we were out in Italy, and you brought it back, or you got it from, I know you went through a long lengths to find this." And you're appreciative, right? So
yeah.
Things like that are very special.
And there's nothing like, honey, I really like you in that red dress. How about you put it on for this evening? I've got a little surprise for us.
Ooh, okay. I'll wait for that one. Okay, and yes, we talked about dessert, and chocolate strawberries baking together is always nice. That's if it depends on the person too. Like Chris likes to be in the kitchen a lot, so I like to be out of the kitchen because I'm so used to, anyway, long story short, I like to be out of the kitchen when he's in the kitchen because he's like all over the place, and I don't think he liked me in the kitchen anyway.
Well, I love you in the kitchen, just not cleaning up
While you're cooking.
while I'm cooking.
Yeah, and that's what I like to do. I like cleaning up while you're cooking, so I just stay out of there. Okay. Oh, there's other thing you can do. You can order meals. You can order meals, and I'm not sure. I've never done that before. Order a meal on a special occasion.
Yeah, these days between, not to mention the brand, but between the eats and the drivers, there's just no excuse. You know, the car is going to come at 7 o'clock, pick us up, take us up, whisk us away somewhere. Don't worry about parking. Don't worry about anything except just getting into the car, getting out of the car. You know, it's so easy to be again, I call it romantic, but just thoughtful, and make it just really easy and really pleasant where, you know, again, you're not worried about parking, you're not worried about driving in the commute or whatever. Mm-hmm. And as Sandra was saying, you know, maybe one night in is a meal in. Mm-hmm. So figure out, you know, there's going to be Valentine's Day offers for sure, so figure out who's the favorite restaurant and order it up.
Mm-hmm. And when you get back, you can do a little bit of massage, which takes us to our next sense, which is touch. And it's just, but it's not just physical; it's also emotional. You know?
Well, and I think the you know, there's so much that's been written about and talked about in terms of physical touch, and I think that. One thing that a relationship, and again, Valentine's Day is the perfect time to remember this and to reconnect with this, connect with the physical. I mean, the hugs, just be...
The longer than usual hugs, yeah?
Yeah. So, you know, celebrate the person and make sure that she knows that you're there for her, and you're there for her, as Sandra says, for a longer hug. You're there because you just want to be there. Mm-hmm. And make sure you communicate that and show that.
And that longer hug is not just about I guess it's kind of like foreplay, you know? Like, it makes a woman feel safe. It makes a woman feel loved, that extra bit of hug.
Yeah, practice the hug, gents. Yeah, practice the hug.
And there's also hand-holding. Hand-holding, sitting close.
Yeah. Well, we had well, this is a funny story. It was this part 2 of our first date. And part 1, we went out to a pleasant enough restaurant, but we decided that we were both a little bit hungry. We were nervous, and so, you know, we picked at the food a little bit. And I was nervous, she was nervous. and you know, and so we decided, at spur of the moment, I just said, hey, I'm still a little bit hungry. How about, do you want to go somewhere else? And so we decided on a nearby restaurant, went there. And this is probably one of the most spontaneous romantic things I've accidentally come up with, and that was, it was a fairly loud restaurant, fairly noisy, and of course they want to sit you across from each other at a table for 2, but hers was a bench, and I just came right over and said, do you mind if I sit here? And she was like, that would be fantastic, and she was actually thinking exactly the same thing, which is, I want to talk. It's a little loud. We're going to have to kind of be leaning over and yelling at each other. This is perfect. So yeah, think of that. Whether it's holding hands on the way there, whether it's sitting beside her at a table, asking specifically. We do that all the time. You know, do you have a banquette or a corner table that we can both sit beside each other? And especially on Valentine's Day, it's so much more romantic.
Yeah, and for those solo people that are celebrating, you can celebrate Valentine's Day on your own. I don't need to tell you this, right? So what you could do, you could just go home. You can make yourself a really good meal. You can order your meal in. You can give yourself a self-massage, you know, like just give yourself a nice bath. Right after the bath, you put some lotion on or some shea butter. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. And you just pamper yourself. Get your candles out, the lights are dim, you got the music playing in the background. Nothing's wrong with that. Put on a movie or just continue to listen to music, reminisce about whatever you feel that is a safe place for you. There's so many things you can do as a solo, and there's no shame in being solo at all.
Absolutely.
And that's something we really need to normalize, though. We really need to normalize being a solo on Valentine's Day. You can even make a reservation for yourself and eat by yourself as a solo dater, because some people are just like that confident. You know, they're just that confident that they can do that. And I know when I used to play basketball overseas, I was doing all that by myself all the time. I was everywhere by myself. I didn't even think twice about it. So hopefully people are that confident that you're able to do that, and it's absolutely okay. We're going to normalize that.
Actually, and it's funny because in Europe it's a lot more common. People are just not afraid to go out by themselves, Valentine's Day or other times.
True, with their dogs.
And with their dogs. And I've met, there's restaurants, for example, around Paris, where they'll have, in the front of the restaurant, they'll have a bunch of tables, a banquette, so you can sit with your back on a banquette, and they routinely expect singles to come in and sit along in that space.
Ooh.
And I've had some phenomenally great conversations with people who are sitting at the table beside me, just, out of the blue.
Not you saying North America's backwards.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay, so emotion. It's the thing people remember, right? Emotional connection outlasts gifts. And there are like a few ways that you can create it, right? Compliments. What were we going to say?
Emotional connection is the gift.
Yes.
Because whether it's a physical gift or a compliment or a deep conversation about something that's going to be lasting and meaningful, how are we doing? I'm feeling this. How are you feeling? That is a gift, and it's a gift anytime. But again, use Valentine's Day as an opportunity to say, let's take a step back. Let's sink into each other.
Yeah,
let's
pour
celebrate.
into each other. Yeah. And just simply saying things like, I appreciate you is a very emotional touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. For yourself, for solos, you can write down what you're proud of, what you've accomplished, that kind of stuff, and you can reflect on your growth and what maybe something else that you need to accomplish this year. What do you think?
Yeah. Will I be tested on this?
Maybe.
Oh dear. Okay, I'm coming up with something good. Give me some good ideas in the comments.
Yes. Okay. So, well, the truth is, people remember how you made them feel.
Right.
And this especially in relationships. It's what you say and how they make you feel at the end of the day.
100%.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't think, and again, I think men are guilty of this sometimes. They kind of get into their own head a little bit too much, and they don't think things through, like, just hugging her, being close, and saying, hey, good morning, it's Valentine's Day. I've got some really good things in store for us.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and for the long-term or established partners, change up the routine. You can always recreate the first date.
Yeah.
That'd be really special. You can stay in, but you can do it a little differently. Maybe you can even change around the furniture and make yourself a dance floor.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
My favorite is ordering a dress, because it can just show up and she's going to open the box and go, what in the wide world of sports is this? And it's obviously going to be romantic. There's so many places to go now online that you don't even have to be a really intense shopper to find some beautiful romantic things. So try that one, gents. You're not going to regret it.
So true, so true. Guess I'm getting something.
Oh, cat's out of the bag.
Okay, so last one is placing small items, small gifts around the house that they got to go searching for. Wouldn't that be so fun?
Oh, is that Easter or Valentine's Day?
Who cares?
Let's mash them up. I love that idea.
Yeah.
That's a really nice idea.
Valister. It's Valister Day.
Surprise, yeah, Valentine's Day, perfect surprise gifts. It's just such a, again, it shows that you're thinking about, like, and again, gentlemen, I'll say it out loud, it's something that women appreciate more than almost anything else you can do. Surprise them with something that is really thoughtful, that is really meaningful to them. It's just one of the best things that you can do. So,
absolutely. And for friends, they have for friends, they have a Thanksgiving. They call it, I can't remember what they call it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you remember, just drop it down there because just senior moment right now. Friendsgiving? I think it's
Friendsgiving,
Friendsgiving. I think it
that's
is.
right.
And so for Valentine's Day, we can always do a Galentine's Day for the gals.
Oh, you know what? I love this idea. Okay, next year, and maybe it's a little too soon now, it's almost the 14th, but for next year, I'd love to host a dinner, a Valentine's Day dinner. And it's really for, not just for couples, it's for anybody, and they can come by themselves, but I think it's a fabulous idea.
A solo oh, you know what? That's really good.
Yeah.
Drop your comment if you like that idea and if you come. So the Galentine's Day, you can have a group. Everyone's cozy up in the group and a group dinner. You can, and then it's just about celebrating who you guys are, how long you guys have been together, and it's a celebration of your chosen family.
Yeah, beautiful idea.
Yeah, very, very good. So I think we can close that by saying a sensational Valentine's Day is not about the money. It's about the thought that you've put into. It's about the thought and the emotion and the time that you've put in to remember the one you love. And the one you love doesn't need to be a romantic interest.
Yeah, and as you heard from me in the beginning, communication. Don't let the commercialization stop you from doing something very special and very romantic. And as we
or your pocketbook, because there's a lot of things that you can do that does not cost anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Figure those things out, and and then the other, I think that the big theme, and again, it's Valentine's Day is that time for us to really celebrate. We found somebody special, or to Sandra's point, if you're solo, state your intention. Who are you looking for? What is the relationship that you're striving for? We're huge believers in pre-stating, stating intention. So make that your Valentine's Day celebration. Who are you after? What is that? What does that person look like? How does that? Most importantly, not what does that person look like? What do they do? How do they make you feel? Like if you could define that, then you're gonna be well on the way to actually making an intention that actually is doable, where you'll actually start to look for somebody based on how they make you feel. So highly recommend that for the singles. For the couples, make it about a declaration. What is the next year romantically going to look like? What does the last year look like? Sorry, let's start there. What have we been through together this year that we celebrate, that the best parts of it, and what are we going to do this year to really to make it another special year?
Thank you for coming on the show, Chris. I love this talk about Valentine's Day, and if this resonated with you at all, please subscribe, smash the like button, comment, follow us at XOXO Love on TikTok, Facebook, and IG. Happy Valentine's Day. XOXO 40.